Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel, and happy game day. Obviously, game day, say 8:15 p.m. UK time, Bournemouth versus Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to give you my last minute thoughts about the game because there's been some more team news coming out. I want to talk about some of the interesting Ange quotes from the presser yesterday, talking about people like Reijnders, Jed Spence, amongst other things. I want to talk about some bogus reports surrounding AC Milan midfielder Reijnders as well as Heung-Min. Plenty to get into, plenty to talk about. Let's jump in and let's talk. So the game today, we'll talk about this before the game news, the transfer news, which if you're not interested in today's game and we want to talk about transfer news, skip on a little bit, all right? The most important thing is about the game today. And I want to talk about the game today because looking at, obviously, the games that happened yesterday, there were some interesting results. And looking at the table right now, Spurs are in 8th, obviously. Teams have played, so don't look at 8th as the final position of the game week. Spurs winning today obviously would take us back into 6th, and if Brighton were to lose away to Fulham, which by the way, Fulham, that's not outrageous to say, if they were to lose to Fulham, Spurs would actually go up to 5th. They'd be 3 points behind Man City and 5 points behind Chelsea and Arsenal, who apparently Chelsea and Arsenal have a fantastic season. It's only been 5 points behind them, really isn't that bad. The game today obviously is an interesting one. We know now, coming out of the news, is that Romero is not fit. So I had a bit of a bone to pick with the news coming out of the club, the medical team, by saying, so hang on, he was doubtful for the weekend that's just been, the Fulham game, and he said it's touch and go, let's see how he trains. He's now not fit enough to train till Friday. So what happened in a 5-day span post that Fulham game and beyond, even a week actually, what's happened between the week before, the couple of days before Fulham and this Friday? Why is it that he was doubtful to play that game, but maybe, and he can't play this game? What's happened in that time? And that is the lack of transparency from the club. We don't know when players are coming back fit. It's like you guys asked me, when's Mickey back? When's Mikey Moore back? I don't know, because the club haven't got a clue. They haven't got a Scooby when players are coming back. They just sort of wake up one morning and go, oh, Romero's back. Oh, okay. Well, we better go train then. It's like, you haven't got a clue. You haven't got a clue. The teams, the medical side of the things just aren't good enough at the moment, and they need to step up. But we know Romero's not fit. And actually, I think the drop-off really from the two centre-halves to the two centre-halves that are playing at the moment really hasn't been anything crazy. Now, yes, with the ball, there is a drop-off, but actually defensively, those two guys have been solid. The amount of last-minute blocks, Dragusin's been pretty good in the air defensively. Not bad. Solanke supposedly isn't 100%, but I think Solanke will play. I think he will be playing. He'll be back, which is, I think, really big. I think getting Sonny back out on that left wing, getting Solanke through the centre, changes the dynamic of our team immensely. And he's such a key player for us. And I didn't think he'd be such a key player so early on, but he is. I won't go through his stats that I saw the other day. I'm going to do that in a different video. But statistically wise, he is beyond crucial for this team, for what he does for this team. But I want to talk about some of the stuff that came out from the press conference, because Andrew was talking about Mikey Moore and said that he wants to be transparent as he can, but this is a 17-year-old boy. I don't like talking about what they have and what they don't have. How he feels, how he recovers from, an illness. Like I said, young people recover at different rates. He'll be back. He's still here, but he's part of what we're doing. He'll be back in the next few weeks. So hopefully, whatever Mikey had wasn't crazy serious, and he's just taken a little while to get over it. I'm not going to speculate on it, and neither should you speculate on what he has illness-wise, because that's not fair, and that's not the right thing to do in today's day and age. He talked about Jed Spence. And he said about him and turning his career around. He said, I don't know about a major return. I think a major turnaround is Jed playing regularly at this level. Just because he has hung around doesn't mean that is a major turnaround. I think a lot of what Jed is continuing to train hard and wait for his opportunity. Fitness-wise, he's always in good condition. We train pretty hard. Could he start a game? I think he could. Could he start multiple games? Probably not. That's fascinating. That's quite damning, in my opinion, about the situation. He said, I think the focus is training well and keeping his focus and just be ready when the opportunity comes. Which really, I think, now makes me think that Ange does not trust him, if I'm honest. We talked about Reijnders. He said he's ready if needed. He's training every day and he's part of the squad. There's also a reason why Reijnders is in his last year of his contract with us. we'll see how all that transpires. There's nothing wrong with his attitude. He's been training well with us. That's a dig, by the way, at the higher-ups. A dig at them to say, you couldn't move this guy who wanted to leave, we wanted to leave, and for some reason he's still here. That's a dig, probably at the higher-ups. Team news-wise, he said everyone got through okay. Archie got a knock, but he's recovered well. Dominic Solanke was due to train yesterday, but he's still not 100%. And yeah, that's really coming out of that press conference. Fascinating stuff. He went on to talk about the striker, though. He said, when he was asked about strikers and maybe adding to it, and he said, yeah, there's no doubt that because when you add Wilson, Odebear, alongside Richarlison, even Mikey, we had Dom out on the weekend. You hope that alleviates over the next couple of chance windows. Dom is coming in and has been great, but again, we can't overload him either because ultimately, even if he stays fit, nothing happens. And that's no offence, that's a shot at Richarlison. Lad, you can't get fit. And we all feel for him. We all feel from Spurs fans and as human beings. When you can't get healthy, it's a really horrific thing. Or you have a long-term injury or illness, it's a really horrific thing, right? It brings your mood down, it brings your morale down. But at the same time, Ange's like, this is a performance-based business. I cannot rely on you to deliver the performances that I am needing in my own job and my own job security and my family's security. We need someone that's going to come in and help. And if it's not you helping on a regular basis, then we need to move you on. And I think, Richarlison this summer is done. I think he's gone this summer. Unless he, after this injury, comes back and he does not have a single injury and plays loads of minutes and he's really impactful, I think he's done. Any sort of niggles here and there, that just adds to the fact that he will be done. Right? So there was that on that side of things. Let's move on. Let's talk some transfer news. And the first one that I want to talk about is Tijani Reijnders, the central midfielder from AC Milan. Apparently, he's set to reject all advances from the Premier League and sign a new contract with AC Milan. So he's looking to supposedly reject Spurs, Man City, Liverpool in that pursuit, which it is what it is. Milan aren't a bad club anymore. They used to be a bad club probably about 10 years ago, and they were struggling, and now actually they've really turned it around. They've got some good players there. You think of Theo Hernandez, the guy who hits the floor every 3 seconds. You obviously got Leao, Tomori, Mike Mignon in goal. They've got some good players at AC Milan, and it's not surprising that they're going to be there. I want to talk about, though, a really hilarious report around Heung-Min Son, and it's just utter rubbish. It's the amount of people that just don't understand what's going on with this situation. So you've got Steve Bates, who used to be the chief football writer for the Sunday People, right? And Man United fans are twerking over this. And it said, there is talk at Manchester United that Heung-Min Son is a viable target for the club as he's out of contract in the summer. He is out of contract in the summer. Hey, you've looked on Google to Google when his contract's out of date. Evidently, you've not really been living in the real world and you lived under a rock. Everyone knows that Heung-Min Son has a option to extend for another year, which is getting picked up by Spurs. They're already in the process of sorting that out. So regardless, you've got Barcelona fans and Man United fans twerking over this idea, which is just, they've just been fed rubbish and nonsense. It's like me feeding you news that I'm bald. Well, you go, well, hang on, I can see you've got hair. How are you telling me that? And you go, you just have to believe me. And that's what these reporters are putting out. So you've got to be careful of what you really take in as gospel or as gossip. Because this is just gossip and nonsense and absolute hogwash. Because he's not leaving. Spurs are picking up the contract. So if you want to take Heung-Min Son next season, you're going to have to pay money. It's not free. So Barca, who are broke, can't afford him. Man United, he's not going to play for another team in the Premier League, nor would we sell to Man United. Unless they want to spend 100 odd million on him, which they're not going to. They're not that stupid, all right? So look, do you want to take it, put it out there? He's not going anywhere for free. Shut up. But anyway, that's the end of it. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section down below. Your thoughts, feelings about the game, Heung-Min Son, Reijnders, all that stuff. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon after the game. Take care, everyone. Peace.